Hey guys, HW here. We're down at Circular Quay in Sydney and we're going to catch the ferry from Sydney over to Manly for a bit of an afternoon cruise, and then if we've got time we might have a little walk around Manly Beach, and then we'll make our way back. So come get around the Manly ferry with HW. So I came down to the wharf thinking that I was going to get on the Manly ferry, and I am on the Manly ferry of sorts, but I'm on the Manly fast ferry. So wasn't the one I was meant to catch, but look, if it gets us over to Manly quicker, I'm all for it. Plenty of people down at Circular Quay tonight, enjoying the bars and restaurants. It's been raining in Sydney, so there's probably going to be a bit of leaf matter and other stuff in the water as we go through the harbour. Flipping around, getting ready to cruise out of Circular Quay. This thing does pull out a bit quicker than I thought it would out of Circular Quay. That building over there on the wharf or the side of the harbour, it's the Sydney Passenger Terminal, where all of the most exclusive yachts and cruise ships come in. cruising past Kirribilli House. Sydney City, North Sydney. Woolloomooloo and the naval yards. Rushcutters Bay over there where the yachts are all moored. A decent sized yacht over there, a couple of them. A bit windy on this side.
Obviously my kids are lucky now.
starting to come up to the heads now, so it's starting to get a bit bumpy. You got to come out here on a rough day, and as you hit the heads up here, it's quite a roller coaster ride. It's really fun. It looks like today there's a few breakers out there, so as we pass by the heads on the way to Manly, maybe we'll start to roll around a bit. Let's see. Few fishermen just out here. There's a bit of open water from the heads. See if we start bumping around a bit. Yeah, we're starting to bump around a bit now. Here we go. Starting to feel a bit seasick in these rollers now. Come inside now because it's a lot less windy in here as we start to approach Manly. Hopefully there's not too much of a reflection off the glass. There's the Wharf of Manly as we approach. slow down. I'll go back outside now.
See the end of the beach? Yeah.
There's the proper Manly ferry over there, the big freshwater. That's what I thought I was getting on. Maybe we'll catch that on the way back. Now, if you're a kid growing up in Sydney, most summer holidays or school holidays, you'd at least come out to Manly at least once on the ferry. Certainly what I did when I was a child. So, oh, there's a bit of a bump. And I'll switch off here and I'll switch back on once I get onto the Corso at Manly. That's the ferry that we were on. The Ocean Flyer, the Manly Fast Ferry. Bit of action on the wharf tonight. Plenty of the restaurants and bars open. Anybody want an ice cream or gelato? This is inside the ferry terminal building. There's a few shops. So Betty's Burgers over there. Shit, there is a lot of people out in Manly tonight. People everywhere. It's going to take a quick walk down the Manly Corso, check out what's happening, see the beach. Then we're going to make our way back down to the ferry terminal, catch the ferry back. Here we are, making our way down the Corso. Let's see what we can see. Should probably try to work out what setting it is that you use on the camera to stop the lights flickering, but just haven't had time to mess around with it yet. There's another gelato shop over there. Plenty of gelato shops and ice cream shops along here, and fish shops. It's really one of those places that not just tourists but Sydney-siders come to on the weekend. To grab the fish and chips and to grab the ice cream with the kids. They've had a few drinks. They're pretty happy. Oh, there's that little laneway down there. There's the new Brighton Hotel. That's getting pretty packed. A few people up there sinking schooners by the handfuls. Smashing out his guitar. There's a bit of a sea mist kicking up, or sea spray I should say, not a mist. And there we have it. We've made it to Manly Beach. Wasn't too long a walk. People taking their photos on the beach. It's not really that big of a beach, Manly. Certainly not as long as Bondi Beach, but it's a bit longer than Coogee at least. Probably, if I look at it, it's probably about the same size as Maroubra Beach. Lots of people out walking, exercising, walking their dogs in the evening. Hotel Steyne over there. A few people crowded in there. Look at all the cafes and restaurants down the main strip here. It's just door to door restaurants, pubs, cafes. You can see why so many English expats come to live in the northern beaches. This is just so much here. There's the beach, the nice weather, the restaurants, the bars, ferry over to Sydney if you need to get over there for work. It's really got everything. The only thing it doesn't have is a train. You can't catch a train over here. It's just bus or ferry. It's a quick visit. I'm going to start making my way back to the ferry because I want to get home and have some dinner. I don't know if these banners up here that are hanging off the wires, it says New South Wales champs for the surf lifesaving. I don't know whether that means the championships are going to be at Manly Beach or whether it's Manly the club actually won the surf lifesaving comp. I don't know. You have to get on the web and check that out. There's another little pub there, the Ivanhoe. Oh, here it is, here on the corner. These two guys are keen. They can smell the beer. They're running in, they're sprinting to the beer. They can't get it quick enough. I fancy that, another ice cream shop. Go with the other 100 I've seen so far.
I'm just walking from the Ivanhoe. Back to this.
Oh, the little shop of Waffles. Look at that. Alright, let's kick off again. I had to change batteries because it was really churned through the battery for some reason.
I loved this story.
That big tree there. If you're wondering why it's been so long since I did a vid, it's because Sydney's just been getting pounded with rain. So it's another reason why there's probably a lot of people out tonight in the restaurants and bars, is because it's been absolutely pelting down with rain. And you would have seen on the news, wherever you are in the world, that there's floods all over Australia. Sydney's not immune from that either. There's been a lot of floods in Sydney and around Sydney. especially places like Windsor where bridges have gone under, Camden, the Nepean River area, it's all been flooded. Plenty of roads around Sydney as well. And here's a bit of a look at the Wharf building itself at Manly. I remember as a kid it used to have a fun park attached to it, like a sort of a Coney Island sort of thing, bit like Luna Park. That's a strange combination, fish and lemonade. Do you have lemonade with your fish and chips? So look inside this Betty's Burgers. I've had it once, it's not bad. There's a few of them around now. Definitely better quality than your normal burgers from, you know, some of the big chains. There's a massive candy station here. Fair bit of candy uncovered as well. It's not entirely COVID safe, I wouldn't think. But the government says that you're allowed to take your mask off and get around the place. Because according to them, COVID's over. And I wonder if that's got anything to do with the election coming up. It's a federal election in May. Alright punters, we're getting on the normal ferry now, so this might be a bit easier for me to get around and show you the sights, especially from the front of the ferry as well. Let's get into it. Telling me to put my mask on, I'll do that. The front of the ferry's off limits, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. It's got the barricade there. I was hoping to get to the front and show you as we crash through the swell as we pass the heads. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that. Let's go upstairs. This might get us a bit of a view if we sit up here on the side. See you later, Manly. There's a fast ferry coming in. There's a few people waiting for that. That's what we caught over here. And now we're on a ferry called the Hamlin. I've got this side of the ferry to myself. Everybody else is sitting at the back there or sitting indoors. Because I'm hoping to get you a look at the front of the ferry here. sort of the front. We're pretty close. Surprised this larger ferry picks up a bit of speed as well. You see that place on the corner there? That used to be where Manly Aquarium was, which is long since gone, I think. And then even before it was, when it was Manly Aquarium, there used to be a water slide park there as well. But that's since closed down too. Where you see all this greenery around Sydney Harbour, it's pretty much national park. So some of you people overseas are probably quite amazed that so much of the land around Sydney Harbour is designated national park, because it's the goal of most Sydney-siders and most people from coming overseas to settle in Sydney to get a glimpse of the water, especially the harbour, when they do purchase a house. But it's quite expensive, especially when they lock up the land like this. Just putting a warning over the announcement saying that get ready to hit the swell as we pass the heads here. So me hanging on to my microphone and my GoPro and my bag and my phone and everything else is probably not a good idea. I'll probably drop it over the side here. Tell you what, if I do, I'll jump in with it. I'm not going to drop a $1,000 camera over the side. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, starting to go up and down now. Oh yeah. They've actually slowed down as we hit these rollers.
Hello everyone. Due to the larger than normal swell today, the vessel will move around more than usual. If you are on the outer deck, be prepared for sea spray and potential waves we may encounter as we cross the...
Well, that's a shame. They really slowed down. I was hoping to crash through some of these rollers.
We recommend moving inside until we complete this section of the trip.
But it's definitely not as rough as it was when we came over on the fast ferry. There was a lot more swell then. So it's actually died down a bit. We're in the open mouth now, so we should, if there's any waves around, we should start to bob around a bit more now. A little bit, but not too bad. Here comes one here. We should roll around a bit more. This captain's a gun. He's made this crossing a few times. He's making sure we don't get too rough. He probably thinks there's a few people on board that have already had too many beers, and he doesn't want them to be sick all over the boat. Another ferry coming past now, the Collaroy, about to cross over it. There she goes. Cheeky little party boat in front of Fort Denison here. Out for a boozy harbour cruise tonight. Dancing on the back deck. There's another fast ferry. I don't know if it's sea spray I'm getting hit by or whether it's rain starting to come down again. As I said earlier in the vid, it's been raining continuously in Sydney, and this is the first day I've been able to get out and film a vid. It's Saturday night, by the way. This little boat here cruising out. There's a big, I don't know whether you can see, you'll have to watch it on your big 4K screen, guys, as all my videos should be. But there's a pontoon boat there, big pontoon party boat. Cruise past the Opera House. Another harbour cruise. So I hope you enjoy the little trip over to Manly and back, and take this opportunity now to like and subscribe before I finish up the vid, and I'll get ready to wrap this up in a minute because we're coming back into Circular Quay. So again, I can't say this enough, you're better off to watch my vids on your 4K TVs, because you see a lot more action than you will on your mobile phone or tablet. So it's good evening from HW. And the video's over.